What's up YouTube, Rodrigo here, coming at you with another informative video. Today we're talking about creating or customizing your own program to help you build strength and add some size to your frame. Now this video is going to be most beneficial for any individual who has yet to have, I don't know, about 1.5 to 2 years of consistent weight training progression. This is going to be very useful because it's going to outline certain parameters that I recommend when it comes to your programming to help you build strength and size. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the video right now. Alright guys, so we are actually back with the whiteboard. This is going to be a lot easier for me to paint the picture as far as how to create your own program. So let's go ahead and jump into it real quick. Right here we're going to have on this column your example of the type or specific movement. So what I mean by that is it a compound movement? Is it a single joint movement? Is it an accessory movement? You know, things like that. They're good ways to help you outline where you're going, you know, the placement of your exercises. So for example, for this particular program template that I recommend for any beginner again, I always recommend you start with your compound movement, followed by an accessory, with another accessory, and then finally a single joint or anything that isn't going to utilize as many muscle groups as the first three exercises. Now the reason for that is because you want to make sure you get as much work done in as little time as possible, and that's simply not feasible by just doing single jointed exercises like, let's say, you know, dumbbell curls, tricep extensions. You'd much rather do, let's say, chin-ups, which will also target the back, you know, the entire back, the rhomboids, the lats, all that good stuff, as opposed to just doing curls. Okay, so up next you actually have exercise selection. For the example that I have for you guys today, we're looking at your typical bench press day. So, of course, the first movement should be your compound movement, which is your flat barbell bench press. So that'll be the first movement, followed by an accessory that helps with the first movement that is not the first movement. And what I mean by that is your OHP or overhead press is a great accessory movement to your flat barbell bench press because it helps build triceps, which can help with the lockout when it comes to your bench press. But it's not a bench press variation, so that way you get more variation in terms of your actual exercise selection, if that makes sense. And then followed by that, you have, let's say, dumbbell incline, dumbbell bench press. I just totally reset that. What I meant was dumbbell incline bench press. And that is a variation of your actual barbell bench press, just with dumbbell work. That's also very good for helping build that upper clavicle. It's good for tricep lockout strength. It's good for building size overall. And then lastly, you have, let's say, everybody's favorite, your cable chest fly, your dumbbell chest fly. It's not necessarily a single joint movement, even though it's in that category, but it is more emphasis on just the chest as opposed to your, shoulder stabilization, tricep lockout strength as well. It's more of just chest, and that's really what I mean by single joint or more exclusive to a certain body part. Okay guys, so as you can see here, we also have the sets and reps outlined. Now when it comes to these general recommendations, you want to make sure you're hitting a minimum amount of rep work and a maximum amount as well. You're not going to feel the same way as you do every single day going into your workout. Sometimes we have good days, sometimes we have bad days. It's just that phenomenon. But simply put, you want to make sure you get a good repetition amount, and that's going to be very good for total volume. So for your bench press, 3 to 6 sets of 4 to 8 reps. You have quite a bit of room to play with. Like you can do, let's say, 3 sets of 8 reps, or you can do 6 sets of 4 reps. Anywhere in between will be fine. Just try not to get, let's say, the 6 sets of 8 reps. That might be a little bit too much for an intermediate, for a novice. So you don't want to fatigue yourself too fast with the first exercise, because then you won't be able to finish through when it comes to the other exercises. So moving on to OHP, 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps. And I think that's a perfect amount of volume, because it doesn't really make sense for you to have more volume when it comes to your shoulders than it does to your chest, because the chest is a much bigger or larger muscle group than your shoulders. You do want to work the shoulders enough to help support when it comes to the bench press, and of course build your shoulders as well. but not too much to the point where it's exceeding the amount that's recommended, or it's exceeding the amount of your actual chest work. And then third exercise would be another accessory. However, like I said earlier, it's a variation to the bench press. So 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Now when we're getting to the third, fourth, fifth exercise, you want to make sure you're getting a little bit more rep work for total volume to help with growth, as well as, pretty much building size. So like I said, 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps is perfect in my opinion. Lastly, you have 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps with the single joint of the chest fly. In this particular case, this is going to be very good for just squeezing out those last reps, getting a little bit more total volume when it comes to your chest. Alright guys, the last thing to cover is percentages. You want to make sure you're getting enough repetition work and intensity at the right percentage. Your percentage of your 1 rep max is really going to dictate everything when it comes to your sets and reps, because it dictates intensity. Simply what I mean by that is that you don't want to do, let's say, 90% of your 1 rep max for 50 reps. And that's just something I would never recommend. So real quick, for your compound movement, I recommend anywhere between 75 and 85% to build the maximal amount of strength and size. For your accessories, you can do anywhere between 70 and 80%. And for your single joint movement, you can do anywhere between 70 and 75%. Okay guys, so that's it for this video today. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please make sure to like the video, comment down below, let me know what you think. If you know someone that can actually benefit from this template, go ahead and let them know where to find it. Again, thank you all for watching so much. I'd appreciate it if you guys would subscribe for more content, share the video again if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all in the next one.